I have spent my entire life either at a schoolhouse, on the way to the schoolhouse, or talking about what happens in the schoolhouse. Both my parents were educators, my maternal grandparents were educators, and for the past 40 years I've done the same thing. And so needless to say, over those years, I had the chance to look at education reform from a lot of perspectives. Some of those reforms have been good, some of them have been not so good. And we know why kids drop, and we know why kids don't learn. You see, the poverty, low attendance, negative peer influences, we know why. But one of the things we never discuss, we rarely discuss, is the value and importance of human connection. Relationships. James Comer says that no significant learning can occur without significant relationship. Charles Washington Carver says all learning is understanding relationships. Everyone in this room has been affected by a teacher or an adult. For years, I have watched people teach. I have looked at the best and looked at some of the worst. A colleague says to me one time, "They don't pay me to lie to kids. They pay me to teach a lesson, the kids should learn it. As a teacher, they should learn it, case closed." Well, I says to her, "You know kids will learn from people they don't like." She says that's just a bunch of hooey, and it says to her, "Well, your year is going to be long and arduous, dear." Needless to say, well, some people think you can either have it in you to be a relationship or you don't. Stephen Covey had the right idea. He said you either to a third and feel simple things like seeking first to understand as opposed to being understood. Simple things like apologizing. You ever thought about that? Tell the kids you were sorry, then shark. I taught a lesson once on ratios. I'm not really good with math, but it was working on it. And I got back and looked at the teacher addition. I taught the whole lesson wrong. So I came back to class the next day and it says, "Look guys, I need to apologize. I taught the whole lesson wrong. I'm so sorry." They said, "That's okay, Miss Pearson. You're so excited. We just let you go." I have had classes that were so low, so academically deficient that I cried. I wondered, how am I going to take this trip in 9 months from where they are to where they need to be? And it was difficult and awfully hard. How can I raise the self-esteem of the child and his academic achievement at the same time? One year came up with the right idea to all my students. You were chosen to be in my class because I am the best teacher and you are the best students. They put us all together so we could show everybody else how to do it. One of the students says, "Really?" I says, "Really, we have to show the other classes how to do it. So when we walk down the hall, people will notice us. We can't make noise, you just have to strut." And I gave them a saying to say, "I am somebody. With somebody when they came, I'll be the better somebody when they leave. I am powerful and I am strong. I deserve the education I get here. I have things to do, people to impress and places to go." They say, "Yeah." They say long enough, it starts to be a part of you. And so I gave a quiz, 20 questions. A student missed 18. I put a +2 in his paper and a big smiley face. He says, "Miss Pearson, is this an F?" I say, "Yes." He says, "Then why you put a smiley face?" I says, "'Cause you're on a roll, you got 2 wrong, you didn't miss them all." And it says, "And when we review this one, you do better." He said, "Yes, ma'am, I can do better. You see, -18 sucks all the life out of you. +2 says I am no bad." For years, I watched my mother take the time to the recess to review, and going on home visits in the afternoon, buy comes and brushes and peanut butter and crackers to put in the desk for kids that needed to eat, and a scratch clone some salt for kids that didn't smell so good, so it's hard to just get her stink. And kids can be cruel. And so she kept those things in a desk, and years later after she retired, I watched some of the same kids come through and say to her, "You know, Miss Worker, you made a difference in my life. You made it work for me. You made me feel like I was somebody when I knew at the bottom I wasn't." And I want you to just see what it became when my mama died 2 years ago in '92. There were so many former students who had funeral. It brought tears to my eyes, not because you were gone, but because you got a policy, a relationship that could never disappear. Can we stand to have more relationship? Absolutely. Will you like all your children? Of course not. And you know, the toughest kids are never absent. Never. The tough ones show up for a reason. Is a connection, is a relationships. And why you won't like them, all the kids can never ever know it. So teachers become the great actors and great actresses. And why you won't like them, all the kids can never ever know it. So teachers become great actors and great actresses. We come to work, we don't feel like it. And we're listening to the policy that doesn't make sense. And we teach anyway. We teach anyway because that's what we do. And so teaching and learning should bring joy. How powerful would our world be if we had kids who were not afraid to take risks, who were not afraid to think, and who had a champion? Every child deserves a champion, and adults will never give up on them, who understands the power connection and insists it can become the best it can possibly be. Is this job tough? You betcha. Oh God, you betcha. But it is not impossible. We can do this. We're educators. We're born to make a difference. Thank you so much.